Hi everyone, I'm Stan from Eagle Vision. I'm here with Lee Gray from Kyron. Lee, welcome.
Thanks, Dan.
Sure. So last time we talked about brand new bespoke design. This one we're going to talk about actually how to retrofit an existing space and how maybe to acoustically treat it.
Yep.
So Lee, what are the important objectives when you're dealing with an existing space that you're trying to fix up?
The primary focus is fixing up that really important area in the speech intelligibility range.
Right, okay.
So if, obviously we want to fix things for great sound reproduction, but if we can fix things for the human voice and improve that ability to hold down a decent conversation and feel comfortable about it, then we're actually killing, two birds with one stone, which is fantastic.
Yeah, so it's almost like if you're in a cafe with the coffee grinder kind of going on, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think, most of your, listeners could relate to going into a modern cafe environment.
Yep.
Concrete floors, concrete ceilings, concrete walls.
Lots of reflective surfaces.
Exactly. And all that does is increases that, that reverb time. So the length of time that the sound takes to decay. So then we end up with this, cacophony. It's also louder as well, obviously. And, especially for, people
more mature,
60 plus type things where you start to lose the top end of your hearing. That can become quite, problematic. And, you can see it in people. You probably feel it in yourself, that level of,
anxiety.
Why am I wearing my shoulders and earrings type vibe? So anything that we can do to, increase
the comfort.
Increase the comfort and decrease that reverb time is great. And we all want to feel comfortable in our own homes. Yeah,
absolutely. And so when you've got modern surfaces, what are some of the things that you can do to fix up that sound?
Yeah, well, I guess the great thing is, the days of sticking egg cartons on the wall gone.
Probably gone.
Yeah, that's right. So there's so many options that we can do that. So it could just be a few things, like it could be a nice soft rug, well placed. Especially for a stereo, if you put that in between you and the listening position or your home theatre. That's great for getting rid of that first reflection off of the floor. We can bring in curtains, so soft curtain furnishings. There's even like sheer curtains that are acoustically rated as well. Maybe not to the effectiveness of a very heavy curtain, but they are still doing something. And we could do even simpler things, throw rugs, increase the amount of cushions, the choice of a couch, like we could choose a soft couch versus a reflective leather one.
And what are some of these sort of panels behind us? You also mentioned that they're acoustic.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a product called Acufelt, and that manufactured here in Australia, and they're fantastic for that speech intelligibility range. So it's that high, when you'll hear a room that has almost like a zing sound, like when you hit a basketball, you get that ping kind of sound happening. So it's great for bringing
to deaden that sound.
That's correct. And the wonderful thing about Acufelt is that you can bring the aesthetic to the floor, so you can print any image that you like onto these, so you can create some amazing effects. And so, for example, we just recently helped out a customer that had a highly reflective space, tiled floor, big curved glass, window that they were reluctant to put curtains in front of because
they didn't want to block out the view.
And then that was reflecting into the all marble kitchen, and it was just like, so you can imagine what they were dealing with. And so I introduced them to this product and suggested that where they had their feature wall, we could replace that with the Acufelt. So we got rid of one of those corners, and then the ceiling was a little bit problematic because it was a bit lower as well. So then they utilised a product, for an acoustic cloud, if you like. So utilising that material on the ceiling as well. So counteracted that reflection off of the floor.
Okay, cool. And what are things called bass traps? What is that all about?
Well, bass trapping is used mostly for fixing. For audio, it's not necessarily, it's much lower in frequency than a typical talking frequency. So every room will have problematic room modes. A square room will have, or rectangular room will have 3 modes: front to back, side to side, floor to
we talked about it last time.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So basically, all we're trying to do is attenuate any of those resonances that build up in those room modes. So they're larger in size because we're dealing with larger wavelengths, but there is ways of building them in.
And what are they made from? Are they made from the same sort of Acufelt material or something else?
No, they're made of different. There's whole different types.
Right.
From membrane ones to tube ones to all sorts of things. But we can build them in. The great spots to have them is where the pressure builds up the most, which is in the corner regions.
Right.
It's 3 times as much when you.
Well, it all builds up in there.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
Cool. Yeah. Sure. All right. Look, that's sort of what we wanted to talk about around fitting up a room. Obviously, feel free to reach out to Lee if you want more specific advice. But next time around, we'll actually talk about audio technology and how all that works. Thank you so much for watching.